Welcome back, race fans, to another episode of Off the Track podcast where you get the dirt. I'm Levi and today we are here at Blue Chip Technologies Racing Engines, and we've got Skyller Lewis here.
Yep, good to be here. Appreciate it.
Nice to get you here and grab you before you head off to work this evening.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy right now with all the coronavirus stuff going on. So
right. We, I think Edgar got a hold of you about coming out, and we were excited to know you was going to be swinging by the shop today, and we were just hoping you could take the time to give us a little rundown on your racing story.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys bringing me here. And said I appreciate you taking me through the whole building here. It's a neat place. There's a lot of cool stuff here. I was pretty impressed with all the machining stuff in the back. That's pretty cool. So
well, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
We've been trying to get a lot of stuff moved over from the other facility, and we're getting closer.
Yeah.
So it's nice to get everything under one roof.
Yeah, it's looking good. I think that's pretty legit back there.
Well, we appreciate it. So I guess just take us a little trip down memory lane.
Well, I guess it all started when I was a little kid, really. I begged my parents for years and years to buy me a go-kart. And it was a stiff no for a really long time from the time I was very little. And then it got to, well, we'll maybe think about it, to eventually they broke down, and I asked so many times where I think they were just tired of it and bought me a go-kart.
Right.
I think they were hoping that we'd just go try it and we'd quit maybe a year or two later, and it ended up not working that way. So we started racing go-karts when I was 11. Did that for a couple years, had a lot of fun doing that. And the go-kart stuff, my parents weren't a huge fan of it. They thought it was kind of dangerous, and my grandpa really thought it was dangerous. And
it's understandable.
Yeah, and I got in a couple pretty bad wrecks a couple times in a go-kart where I think it kind of scared my parents a little bit. And we ended up buying a crate car when I was 15.
Yeah.
So I'm 23 now, so we've been doing the car stuff now. This will be our 8th year.
Nice.
So we've been... And we jumped straight from the go-kart to the late model. I started in a pretty old Masterbuilt car when we first started. So that was good. We kind of just got our feet wet the first 2 years. And then we just slowly kind of upgraded our stuff and upgraded our whole operation, really, our shop, everything. We ended up building a shop, basically, and we just race out of it. And,
nice.
So we've pretty much, we started, like I said, when I was 11, so 12 years ago or so now.
So you get your start at the age of 15 in a crate division.
Yep.
You guys probably, being around Brownstown area, just probably focused going to Brownstown, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Yeah, we went basically Brownstown exclusively there the first couple of years, really, the first 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
The car we bought, it was kind of one of them deals where my grandpa kind of knew we weren't going to go win races in it.
Right. Something just to kind of get used to.
Yeah, it got our feet wet, and just see another one of them deals. I don't know if they were hoping that or not, where we'd try it, and maybe I decided I didn't want to put the work in. But so we started in that and ran just Brownstown for quite a few years. I mean, really, still now, that's kind of our majority where we just race Brownstown.
Right.
But yeah,
well, it makes sense when you're that close. I mean, how long does it take you to get to the track from your shop? 15 minutes?
No. Less than 5. I drive through town.
Nice.
So I'm like 2 miles away from the racetrack.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It's a good facility, and they do a great job of keeping it going. So that's a no-brainer.
Yeah. My dad went to the racetrack when I was little, so then I kind of grew up going to the racetrack here in Brownstown, and just racing at Brownstown to my family was a big deal.
Right.
Especially to my grandpa.
Now, did your grandpa or your father, did either one of them ever drive a car or race?
My grandpa, he was just into cars. He's been into it his whole life. So he's been into working on stuff and been into cars and all that. And then my dad raced go-karts a little bit when he was like a high school, college age. I think he was into it then. But other than that, no. I mean, no one really was...
So you were really the first dirt racer.
Yeah. My dad, my dad was a fan and dabbled into the go-kart stuff. But really, I'm kind of the first one out of our family that's been in an actual car.
Right. Well, that's I could see that being a benefit in a lot of ways. Myself having my father race and my grandfather Ray Godsey. I mean, trying to fill his shoes is a little bit of a challenge, I guess you could say. I'd never be able to win as many races as he did. But, so you always get their input, all the things you done wrong. it's always easy to see all the things you've done wrong after you're finished and you watch a replay of the race. But at least now when you get out of the car, you can say, hey, look, this is...
Yeah, that was kind of the nice thing when we first started. We went into it completely blind, really.
Right.
We had no idea how to work on race cars. I didn't know how to drive one. My dad didn't know how to drive one. So
right.
we went into it blind, which it hurts you, I think, when you first start. But now that we kind of been in it so long, I think it kind of helped us because we did go into it with just no expectations and learned everything kind of on our own, too.
Right. So when you guys first got started in the crate car, it was a master's built.
Yep.
Did you have to lean on them for any advice, or did you guys just buy the car used from an individual?
We bought the car used, and we tried to help people, but everyone basically didn't tell us, but that car was too old to do anything with, and no one really wanted to tell us that, and which we realized that. But no, there was some guys that helped us a little bit. Like back then, Brad Irwin helped us quite a bit.
Yeah.
But a lot of it, we just tried stuff on our own.
Right.
We didn't know what the
trial and error.
Yeah, we didn't know anything. 4 bars, we didn't know what they did when you moved them, so we just started moving everything and tried it all till we figured it out.
Right.
My dad's an engineer, so he's a pretty smart guy, and he kind of understood how it all worked. So
right.
But since he didn't drive, he couldn't relate how it went on the racetrack.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's a good point.
A lot of it was you just started moving stuff and tried to figure it out.
Keeping notes.
Yep. Yeah, we got a notebook. I still got notes from that car we raced.
Right.
The very first night we went and raced. So that's one thing I think we do a pretty good job of, is just keeping a big notebook.
That's an important thing to do. And going to each track, keeping those notes, to always be able to go back to them. And that will always be something that you can go back to and think about the memory side of it too.
Yes. Yeah, because you flip back through the notebook and you look at a race that was 5 or 6 years ago, and you go, I still remember that night.
Right.
And it's kind of funny how that works.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm the same way. It's funny because it instantly takes you down a trip down memory lane.
Yep.
And whether it was just 4 years ago or even longer than that, at one time I still had a lot of notes from when I ran go-karts.
Yep. Yeah, I've still got all my go-kart notes too.
And it's kind of funny to whip those out and just look back and think, man, I was 12 years old. We were here this date, and then the next weekend we were here.
Yep.
And so that's always great. And well, it sounds like you got a good support with your father.
Oh, yeah.
And so your grandpa goes also?
Yep. Yeah, my parents and grandparents both go. I don't know if they've really missed. Yeah. I think they've pretty much gone to every race we've ever been to.
Right.
So that's pretty awesome for me.
It is. That's great.
You get to work with my dad and my grandpa a lot.
Right. Well, that makes it good for them too. They get to spend time with you doing something that you're really passionate about.
Yeah, I think they enjoy it just as much as I do. So then that makes it more fun for me.
Right. As long as everybody's having fun, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Whether you're running well or even the bad nights, you're still making memories that you'll be able to cherish forever. So,
right. You may get mad, but at the end of the day,
it's racing.
Still racing, and it's still fun.
If you wasn't getting mad, then you didn't care.
Right. That's what I always say.
It works.
My parents sometimes get mad at me how mad I get at myself, but if you don't get mad at yourself, you're not taking it serious enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true.
We want to go, and I want to win about like everybody else does. So
right.
If you're going to take it serious, I think there's always some sort of emotions in it.
Right. Exactly. So you guys, how long did you guys do the crate series?
So we ran the crate series up until last year.
Yeah.
So we ran the crate car for 6
2018
years.
Was, 2019, you were still in a crate division?
No,
then?
we ran a supercar last year.
Okay.
So 2018 would have been our last full year.
I see.
In a crate car.
Yeah.
And then we bought an open motor last year. It kind of just got to the point with the crate racing, we were spending so much money to crate race. Mm-hmm. And we compared it to what it cost to run an open motor, and it just didn't make sense to not
just
at least try the open motor.
Route.
Yeah, so you do spend more money, but when you compare it to what we were spending versus what we were getting to what we're doing now, it's honestly about the same for us.
Yeah.
And we race a little less, which it's just me and my dad, so that's fine because we can still get all the work done. Yeah. Because it's just twice the work now. But I think the competitive side of the super racing, we really enjoy it a lot more than the crate racing.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good. So last year then, being your first year in the supers, how well was your season? Pretty good.
Well, we was on a struggle bus pretty
Yeah.
much all year, and which we kind of expected that.
Mm-hmm.
With this car we've got now, it's a 2018 Masterbuilt. So we kind of struggled knowing what to do with the race car, and
Right.
we knew nothing about the engine. So of course, anytime something happened with that, we kind of freak out. We don't. But no, we ran okay. I think for our first year, I'm always hard on myself, so I would like to say we ran terrible.
Right.
But we just had a lot of problems, overheating, braking,
Yeah.
and I think part of that was just our first year, and we didn't really know 100% what we were doing. So yeah, we had a pretty rough time last year, but we hit most of the Brownstown races.
Right.
And we hit Farmer City once last year.
Nice.
I really love Farmer City. That's probably one of my favorite racetracks.
I've never been. I've watched it on TV, I guess, but
yeah,
that
place
social
is
media,
awesome.
but never been.
We went over there and got our tails kicked, which we kind of expected it. It sucks to drive that far and get your tail kicked,
Right.
but I think that's part of what you got to do to get better.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the more tracks that you can go around and develop your skills at.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, the better you're going to perform. I mean, the guys that do it for the Lucas Oil Series and the World of Outlaw Series, all that kind of racing. I mean, you think about how many different tracks, track surfaces that they hit in a season.
Yes, they see it all.
It's unreal. I mean, and then when they're at places like East Bay and the tide changes and track changes like between heat races, it's like, wow, you got to be, your adjustment game's got to be strong.
Right. You got to know exactly what to do and when to do it.
That's right.
That is impressive that them guys, I mean, they are on the game
all the
time. And if you go race with them guys and you're not on your game and they are, they put you in your place very fast.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, they make you realize real quick why they're professional.
Right, exactly. So what other tracks have you actually hit besides Brownstown, Farmer City?
Last year, with the open motor, we ran the Salem race. Which that was pretty neat, really. I wish
for the Mars race.
Yeah, cool. I wish they'd do that again. I love that place. That was fun. But we ran.
That was the night I believe Greg Johnson won.
Yep. Yeah. We had a ton of fun.
It was nice to see a local guy get it.
Yes, I agree. But we've ran. I mean, obviously we ran like Vernon and the crate car a lot. That's another place I kind of wish they'd get a super race too. I think that'd be an awesome place to have another open race at.
Right.
We ran that ILMS deal full time, so we went to like Chandler and some of those racetracks.
Probably Terre Haute.
We did not go to Terre Haute. Yeah. That was one we skipped.
Okay.
But yeah, we went to Farmer City with the crate car. We went to Fairbury. We went to Danville when it was still open.
Nice.
Boswell.
So you've been around to several different tracks.
Yeah, I mean
that's good.
I mean we pretty much stay around home as much as we can, but we've ventured out a little bit. We did more with the crate car.
Right.
We were more comfortable in it.
Well, you've only got one season with the Super.
Right.
So.
Right. And we were more comfortable with the crate car, so it didn't bother us getting a truck, take off, and go.
Right.
But I'm hoping we're pretty much to the point with the open motor now where I'm wanting to go to these bigger races, even if you don't make the show, you end up learning something to me that's makes it worth going.
That's right. Well, I don't know how many half-mile tracks you've been on, or if any.
None.
That's where you need to be going.
Well, that was our plan this year. Before all this craziness hit, we were going to run Eldora full time this year.
Well, that'd be great.
Yeah. So I don't know if we'll get to race there at all now.
Depends on what happens.
Yeah, but
everybody's just sitting on the fence, basically waiting to see what happens.
But that was our plan this year, was to go over there and. Like we said, if there's one shining moment at like one of them big races, that's all it takes for people to know who you are. So that was kind of our goal.
Right.
Maybe go over there and get lucky one night.
Well, I mean, you just, the stars have to line up.
Yep.
Everything's got to be right on point.
Yep.
The car, the track, yourself, everything's got to hit just right.
Yep.
But, it will happen.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, hopefully it'll happen on a big track too.
I hope so.
But so what's the best finish you've had over at Brownstown, like say in the crate division?
We ran second in a crate car a handful of times.
Yeah.
We never won a crate race there.
Mm-hmm.
We've not won an open race there.
Get.
Yeah, so that would
they don't give them out.
No, I mean I like to argue with people that the crate class at Brownstown is probably one of the stiffest competition wise.
Yeah.
anywhere I've seen.
Well, you got Marty O'Neill.
Yeah.
I mean, he dominates.
Right.
I mean,
how long's he's been
he
racing
can
there?
literally start on like the tail of the field, and before you know it, it seems like 3 laps. But,
Yes.
you know, you understand where I'm going.
Yeah.
And he's right up there rooting for the lead. But guys like him and what is it, Shelby Miles I'm thinking of?
Yep.
There for a while. I don't know. He might have been a super or had
He
both
ran
last
both
year.
last year.
You know, I'm just trying to think of guys off the top of my head real quick. But, yeah, I mean, Brownstown, any division, has always got some of the toughest competition.
Yes.
And the track is, personally, that's one of the toughest tracks to get your setups right.
Yep.
Because it changes so much.
It changes even week to week. I mean,
yeah, exactly. I mean, you can go over there one week and be somewhat on point.
Yep.
Go over the next week and think you're going to run decent and be lucky to make the show.
Yep, that's about how it goes for me. We'll go over there one night and be pretty good, and then the next night we'll be struggling.
And some guys, you know, it don't look that way. You know,
Yeah.
like say Gilpin.
Yeah, those guys who've got a grip on it, really good.
They've got their setups, you know, figured out.
Yes,
that's for sure. But you know, the good thing about going to a place like Brownstown, and you know, not just that it's your local track, your home track, but if you can get any better just going there, you know, it's only going to benefit you more at some of the other places that you travel around to. But again, you know, their facility is top notch, and they do a great job keeping the show rolling. And you don't get home at 3 a.m.
Right.
So that's always a plus.
Yep. Yeah, it's nice for us. We're just so close.
You're close enough. You can probably hear them if you're not there,
we
right?
can, yeah.
Okay.
And that's about like us. We hang out till we're about the last one in the pit area, and we drive about 5 minutes home, if that. And then that's why we like going there. It's just so
absolutely.
Close. And it's so close for us, and the competition's so good, it's hard to drive by it to go somewhere else.
Right. At least you know when you go there, you know the guys you're going to be running against. Yep. It's nice to know everybody you're racing against. Yep. Not always that you do, but you pretty well know how you can run against someone. Yep. And, you know who you're with, and it's always a good group of people. I mean, I grew up there. I mean, I've been going to Brownstown since I was born, and you know, to me, it's like home. Yep. So
yeah, we've met a lot of good people racing in Brownstown.
Yeah,
I mean, really, that's racing in general. There's a lot of good people, and you meet a lot of people, and
make a lot of good friends and people that you will share memories with for the rest of your life.
Yes,
I know my family. We've made so many friends over the years. It's, you know, I couldn't even list them. Yep. You know, it would definitely take a hard drive on this computer to even try to get them down. But it's and that's what it's all about, is just having fun, doing what you love.
Yep.
So through the week, I'm assuming it's you and your dad keeping the car up.
Yeah.
Grandpa probably swings by and hangs out.
Yep. He hangs out whenever we're full-time racing. He comes over about every day, it seems like. Hangs out with us and shoots the breeze with us for a little bit.
That's great.
Yeah, it's pretty much me and my dad, and we pretty much do it all.
Right.
I mean, I'd love to be able to pay someone to come help us and do that kind of deal, but for us, it's just we can't do that, and it's not worth it. We don't race enough. And for me and my dad, we enjoy it. Gives us a lot of time together, and then we kind of know our race car. Then it's not kind of someone else putting their ideas on it.
Yeah, you get out on track, and you're getting ready to drop the green. You got 19 guys behind you, or wherever you're starting at in the field. The last thing you need to be thinking about is, I wonder if anybody checked the drive shaft bolts.
Right.
I wonder if anybody did this, or and all that stuff's going through your head right before they drop that green.
That is the nice thing when you do it all yourself. If something does break and it's something like that, it's your fault.
That's exactly right.
Can't blame it on anyone else.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So I can definitely understand where you're coming from there, and I do realize that the guys that are paying for help, as far as that's what they're doing for a career.
Yep.
They've got to have that help, because they might be taking care of more than one car.
Right.
And you put, say, 3 or 4 cars in the picture.
Yeah.
And you take just a few guys. It takes an army to take care of that many cars.
I mean, it takes me and my dad. It's like a full-time second job when we're racing, to just take care of our car.
Right.
So I couldn't imagine really having
Oh,
multiple.
Yeah. Sunday, pretty well everybody at races takes Sunday as wash day.
Yep.
Unless they have to work, which some do.
Yep.
But, eventually you get to wash day. Once you get past wash day, then it's like, all right, now we got to start doing the maintenance.
Yep.
And before you know it, the week's half over,
Yep.
and you're still looking at the list. That's whether it's on a dry erase board or a piece of paper.
Yep.
And you're going through and you're like, all right, did you do this? No. Okay, well, I'll do this, you do that. And everybody comes up with a game plan. And
you kind of divide and conquer.
That's right.
Find what each, like me and my dad, we've been doing it for so long now. We kind of.
You guys each have a system.
We each kind of know what we do every week, and we do it and get it done, and it just works perfectly.
Right. That's great. Yeah, it is. It's a full-time job. But what people have to realize is that the memories you're making in the shop is just as good as the memories you're making on the track. A lot of times I look back at my younger years and I kind of laugh to myself sometimes, just thinking back to maybe a trip somewhere to a track or thinking about 3 or 4 cars following each other out of state going somewhere. Those are the kind of memories that I remember those more so than I do the actual driving.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you think about the driving side of it.
Yeah.
Whether it was a bad night or a great night. And sometimes it's just the trips.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. We talk about that all the time. The amount of things that a racer gets good at besides racing is kind of unbelievable, really.
Yeah.
You turn into a mechanic, you turn into a fabricator, you turn into a truck driver,
an engineer.
The amount of skills you have to learn to go racing it's nothing. It's not like anything else,
right?
Really.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy when you think about it like that.
Yeah, it kind of makes you a jack of all trades.
Yes, it does.
It really does. Yeah, you pretty well got to learn how to do electrical work.
Yep, you got to do it all.
Yeah, before you know it, you can do it all.
Yep.
And so it's really cool looking back that your parents gave you the shot at driving the go-kart.
Oh, yeah.
Because, now you look back and you think, well, if I wouldn't race karts, maybe I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be. And without my parents, I wouldn't race. I wouldn't be doing it at all.
Right.
I couldn't do it by myself, that's for sure. And it was all the years of me just begging and begging and
keep
begging.
On, yeah.
And that worked for me. I'd say they probably regret the decision to tell me yes now.
Yeah.
Now that we're so deep and invested into it. But what else would we do?
Right.
If we weren't racing, we'd just be doing something else. So
yeah.
Might as well be racing.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, if we weren't racing, what else would we have? A boat or something like that to waste money on? So
and it's the truth. That's exactly, what you just said, that's exactly how it goes.
Yep.
Because, it happened to me, and I've seen it happen to a lot of other guys that quit and say, it's too much work, I'm going to do this. And you spend all this money going and doing this hobby.
Yeah.
And sometimes those other hobbies will actually get you hurt.
Yeah.
And then you're looking back and you're thinking, well, I sat out of work for 3 months. I flipped this thing over and broke my shoulder. And, and then you look back at the hospital bills and you're like, man, if I was in a race car, that would have never happened.
Right. And it probably would have been cheaper in the long run.
Oh, absolutely.
In that kind of situation.
Right. Yeah, that's the truth. So, sounds like you guys have had a great time running the crates. Now you're in the supers. Yep. Things are probably looking pretty good in the shop. You've had plenty of time to get the car ready.
Yeah, I got the car ready. It's ready to go whenever places
as soon as
decide
you
to
can figure out where to go.
Yeah, we could drive and go somewhere probably now. But
right. You're going to be looking at a 4 or 5 hour trip.
I'd kind of like to just
keep it local.
Get it out around the house first. And
so where all are you planning on running when things get opened back up?
Well,
I realize Brownstown.
Yeah, we're going to run as much Brownstown shows as we can, but
going to chase for points by any chance?
Probably not. Yeah. We were going to chase the Eldora track points and just hit all their local shows. And
right.
We were going to go to all of them. We didn't care.
That would have been great.
I think great. The amount we would have learned doing that would have been better than just going to Brownstown every week.
Yeah.
But we still would have raced Brownstown as much as we could. And we pretty much told ourselves any Lucas race that was within however many hours we were just going to go. So Florence and Brownstown and Kokomo and all of them, we were just going to try to hit all those. Sometimes it takes going and getting your tails kicked to figure out and learn. Every time you race with them guys, you learn something from them.
No, that's
our plan this year was just try to go race as much as we could because we didn't get to race much last year. So just race
wherever,
30
whenever.
times or more this year was
Right.
our original goal. But with that being said, now
we are
I don't know what's going to
approaching
happen.
the end of May.
Yeah.
Memorial Day's gone.
Yep.
So here we are rolling into June, and everybody's just waiting.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. Our plans as of right now are nothing. I mean, we're just waiting to see what happens. And
looking at the car race ready is not a bad thing.
No.
But it'd be nice to see some dirt on it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's ready, but I hate to see it. Is at this point in the year. I mean, as much as I like to see it, all the body straight on and everything, it kind of sucks.
Right.
I mean, at this point, we should be getting ready to almost put another body on it.
Well, it's a lot of times in life you can look at people that are your elders and they say, "Oh yeah, we've seen this happen before." This no one in our lifetime has seen this.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So for all the race car drivers, it's new to all of us.
Yep.
And everybody's itching to get out there and get their fix. And it's tough. A lot of these tracks are trying to do the no fans and recording them and getting them out there. Richmond and a few other places. Of course, Lucas Oil, they're running down in Florida right now. It's just so odd, though. Even like last night I was watching them down at East Bay. Davenport got the win.
Yep.
And you're thinking there's nobody in the stands.
Right. He gets out of the car, it's just quiet.
It's weird.
It's so odd.
It's odd to watch it. You know, even though don't change it none sitting on the couch watching it. It's different.
Yes, it is very weird.
So we're definitely excited to see our local tracks, especially Brownstown, get the go ahead and get them fans in the stands as soon as possible. But I don't know for sure. None of us do know how soon that's going to be, but I know as soon as they give the go ahead, that place will be packed.
Oh yeah, I think every racetrack, as soon as they open everything back up, it's going to be the most race cars probably at the racetrack you've ever seen.
Yeah, I think so. And normally at the beginning of the race season, everybody's most guys don't have their stuff ready. Yeah. And they're running around like chickens with their heads cut off, trying to get everything done and get the cars lettered. And it kind of gives everybody a chance to go over everything one more time. Concentrate on the things that maybe you didn't get to do last year, like organize your trailer. Organization's key to racing.
Yes, I agree.
A lot of people just throw stuff in the trailer or wherever it fits, it goes. But the little things that you can do to be organized will change a lot at the track. Spare parts, inventory of spares and things like that. That's what everybody right now needs to be concentrating on. Yep. But, a lot of times, I know me, myself, trying to get the car ready over the winter, it's like, oh, I'll do that next weekend. Yeah. And you put this off, and before you know it, it's like, okay, it's March, practices in 2 weeks. Or,
there's a lot to do.
Yeah, and then you're calling your guy to come letter the car, and then he's got like 4 or 5 he's got to do. Yep. And it's like, oh man, everybody's trying to get their stuff put together all at once, but now it's a whole different ball game. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out with their arms swinging hard. Yep. Everybody ought to be good and ready for it. I know there's been a few people going over and doing some test sessions at Brownstown. Yep. Have you guys made any plans to try to do any testing? Or
we tried. We tried once already, and of course, as soon as we got the car out of the trailer, it poured down rain. Yeah. But no, I mean we're trying to go. Yeah. But if we don't make it, we don't make it. We're not really pressing to go over there.
When you guys try to line something up like that, is there anybody else you try to get involved to go over? Or
I always just, if anybody asks me and I got time to go,
then you'll try to go.
Yeah. We just go whenever we can.
I know it's nice when you got 4 or 5 guys that want to go in on it together. So I'm not sure who you normally try to pair up with, but if anybody out there is listening,
you guys want to
get
go
a hold of Skyller.
Yes,
we're gonna go rent Brownstown.
Yeah, I'd like to go. There's always there's a racer is crazy to tell me they don't have things they ever want to try. Yeah, that's the way we are. We've got all these crazy things we've thought up now during the winter.
Right.
So we just We don't have to go out there a whole bunch of times. We just got 2 or 3 things we want to try that we've not tried before.
Right.
And that's what I'm interested to see once we do start racing again, is how many guys have thought things through more now than they normally have.
Yeah.
And who really comes out with something new idea.
Yeah.
New idea.
Oh, I'm sure they're out there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I'm sure everybody's doing the same thing me and my dad are.
Mm-hmm.
Just sitting there staring at it and trying to figure out the new thing we can try that no one else has tried yet. Yeah. Which anymore, that's hard to do.
It is. You're right. You know, you look back at racing even just 20 years ago, and the technology of everything, what all has changed. And I was talking to someone not very long ago about just taking 10 years out of the seat and jumping back in a car. Not only are you rusty with your driving skills, but everything around you has changed.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you've literally laid in a coma for 10 years.
Yeah.
And then you got to relearn how to walk and talk, and, you know, it's shocks. And, I mean, everything changes so quick.
Yes. Even like for us, when we started, it has changed so much in the amount of time we've just been going. And it still amazes me how much, like even the local level, just Brownstown has changed. Back when we first started, you know, the crate class, you kind of had an older car. You'd be fine with an older Masterbuilt car. Like
older shocks.
I mean, there was older Rayburn cars. I mean, there was everything. And anymore, it's,
top-notch stuff.
Yes, there's brand new race cars racing, and everybody's got a spring smasher, and everybody's got to have all this stuff to go race. And it's crazy even to us how much it's changed in even in just 5 years.
Right.
How much the local level has evolved, let alone the pro guys. I mean, they're the ones really they're making it. They're the ones changing everything, right? Because they're the ones that are learning it all and got all the money behind them. But it's crazy to us how much everything's changed.
Right. It's like, you know, you think back, like when I was a kid walking down the pits at Brownstown, I mean, for someone just to have an enclosed trailer, it was like, oh, man, that guy, he's got a nice rig, you know. Nowadays, most people have semis, double stack trailers. You know, pit lifts were definitely nothing in the past. Everybody was on jacks and jack stands.
Yeah, even when we first started, there wasn't a whole lot of pit lifts around.
Too many people even had an electric impact. It was mainly wheel wrenches. And then, you know, nowadays it's all cordless and everything's battery packed. Everything's easier. And everybody complains more.
That's what me and my dad were actually talking about this not long ago. It's crazy to think when we first went, we didn't have an impact either. We have pit lift. We had jack stands. And it's crazy now when you look back at that. I don't think I could race like that again.
Yeah. After you get the easy life. You get one thing that's easy. It's like, oh man, that saved us 10 minutes.
Yeah. You can't, I don't think I could go race without a pit lift anymore. You definitely can't really go do it without a spring smasher anymore. And we first started, you just blindly crank turns into shocks, and you just jack the car up with a jack and put on jack stands. And it's crazy how much different everything is.
Yeah, as soon as you figure out anything that's going to make your day easier at the track or in the shop, you're going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, if it's a little bit of money or a little bit of time designing it, it's worth it. Because anything that saves you time with the easy things, like putting the car up on the lift or whatever, you know, that's more time you can dedicate towards something that is important. And that's all, like you said, it's engineering and developing constantly. Everything's always changing around you. If you don't change with it, then you're going to get left in the dust.
You have to adapt to all the new stuff. It's crazy that there's that much new stuff constantly coming out that you got to adapt to.
Exactly. Constantly.
I mean, it's not like the race car last year is the same as it is now. I mean, it's just constantly changing. Yeah,
it's I think that's what makes it so fun, though.
Yeah, I agree. That's part of the challenge, right? That's what makes it. Chasing the new thing constantly is part of the fun, I think, for me and my dad.
Absolutely. So over the course of, sounds like 8 years now racing late models, what would you have to say is one of your most memorable nights you guys had?
Man, we've had a bunch. We've had some weird things that's happened too that you kind of look back. It's like, man, I'm glad we got out of that night and got back home. Probably the first race we won. I won a race at Vernon the first night. The first time we won was at Vernon.
Yeah.
I can't remember how many years ago it's been now. I was still in high school, so it was four or 5 years ago.
That had to be a great feeling.
Yeah.
Still being in high school.
Yep, that was.
Get your first feature win in a late model.
Yeah, I remember we won the heat race, so we got to start on the pole, and Marty was right next to me.
Oh, okay.
So I pretty much just assumed as soon as the green
so it
would come
wasn't
out.
given to you.
Well, that's maybe the twist here.
Okay.
Is we went in the first corner and the caution came out. Next thing I know, Marty's got a flat tire and he's pulling off the racetrack. I was like, well, maybe there's a chance.
Maybe I got a shot.
Yeah. So, that night, I mean, my parents were so excited. I mean, I was so excited.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty cool. And it was funny because I had prom the night before. So I stayed up all night long and did the after prom, did all that stuff, and wake up, go to the racetrack. I'm tired. I really don't want to be there.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that's the night we win the first one. So that's probably the most memorable one for me, just because all of us were so excited.
Well, Twin Cities is, North Vernon. It's a nice track. It's got a wall all the way around it. For the viewers that have never been, it's a great place. It's just got that feeling when you're up against the wall. It's a blast, really.
We took the crate car over there quite a bit, really. Before, 17, we went over there probably half the season, really. We'd drive Brownstown to be racing, and we would drive by and go to Vernon. Yeah. And we had a lot of fun over there.
Yeah. It's I know they've done a lot of updates over there over the years. Feel like they even put in some concrete pit spots for some of the guys that wants to, I guess, lease them or whatever for the season. But I think it's been a few years since I've been over there. We were trying to make it over there last season, and ended up getting rained out.
Yeah.
And one thing that I thought was really great about it was got a hold of Tim Keithley, right? And we're like wanting to make sure they're racing. Yep. So got a hold of him on his cell phone. He said, yeah, we're going to try to get it in. We're doing everything we can. So meanwhile, we're at the shop still trying to get everything ready and loaded. And, he takes the time out of his day to text us back and let us know that they got rained out. And I thought, that says a lot about the guy. To take the time to text me. Yes. I mean, I'm nobody. And let me know that, hey, don't waste your time driving over here. We're not going to be able to get the show in. I thought that was really nice of him to do that. And
Tim's always treated us great. Because, even when we first started, he was running Brownstown, and Tim's always treated us great. Tim's always been good to us.
Yeah. He's always been good to me, too. I definitely can't think of any time I've ever thought otherwise.
Yeah.
So, sounds like, that night you ended up getting your first win. So now you go to high school and everybody's like, that's got to be a big one for you at school.
Well, it's kind of funny because all my friends, they didn't know nothing about racing. So, they see that you win. They see that you took a picture and you won. Well, they don't understand.
No one really puts two and two together.
I don't think... It's another one of them deals where most people don't realize how much time and work it really takes.
What you're really doing.
Yeah, so, it was cool. Everybody's, you won or whatever, but they don't realize what it really means when you win something like that.
Right.
Even a local show to us. When we first won that race, it was like, I think we were as excited as if we won the World 100.
Right.
We didn't care.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Well, the first win I ever had was in back then they were called Bombers, so it was like a pure stock today. Same deal. I was 15. I was like, of course, you think you just won the World 100.
Yep, that's the way we were. We were pumped.
You're just beside yourself excited. But yeah, it was a good time, that's for sure. So, out of all the guys you run against, who do you enjoy as far as competition-wise? Who's some of the guys that you enjoy running against door-to-door action?
Man, all them guys you race with at Brownstown, especially in that super class. One of the super local guys that show up, you can race around all them guys. Mm-hmm. And we race with Steven a lot.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of fun racing with Steven. He shows respect to me, and I show him respect. And any of the guys you can race like that, we really, obviously them are the guys you like to race with. But really, all them guys in that super class at Brownstown that are locals, like Jared and Shelby and Devin, and it's just that group of guys that's that's the bunch that we're trying to beat all them, right? Because they've all been at it longer than us, and they're all really, I mean, they're just all better than us. So really, if we can just race around any of them guys, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, really, that whole Brownstown class. I mean, even that crate class, it's really competitive, and I like Brownstown too. It's so wide, you kind of go there and you can kind of
you got a little room to work with.
Yes, and
most of the time you can either be catfishing around the bottom or go up there on the high side and let her eat. You know. But it always, you know, it's always been a great track for the fans. I mean, clearly, if it wasn't for the fans, none of us would be there.
That's why I'm ready.
That place has been there since, I think, 1952. You start thinking about how many years those dedicated fans have been going, family-wise, you know, and you think that guy, if he wouldn't have took his kid when they were young, then that guy wouldn't be taking his kids today. And it just keeps continuing on like that. And we're all very blessed to have, well, I mean, to live in America and be able to go racing dirt cars, right? So it's nice.
Without the fans, obviously, any of these racetracks ain't going to be able to pay the bills. So
that's kind of the tough deal right now. We're fighting with the coronavirus is, you know, no fans in the stands creates a lot of problems for these promoters. To be able to bring in car counts and rely on trying to do any kind of video, I'm sure it puts up a lot of red flags for the promoter as far as how am I going to pay these guys at the end of the night. So we can, you know, all any of us can do right now is sit back and wait and see what happens.
That's what I am. I think I'm just going to wait, see what happens. And even like for us, if we don't race this year, that's all right. We'll just have everything ready and we'll be able to go out next year.
You'll be better prepared for next season.
We'll just be twice as prepared for next year.
I think we'll be running hopefully here in a month or two.
I think so.
I don't know. I mean, again, we're rolling into June, so who knows? But, so as far as the super late model, who all do you guys have on board helping you guys this season?
Well, we've got quite a few guys that help us out. Foresight Land Surveying. Daniel Bland, he's a company there in Brownstown, and that guy, I can't say enough good things about him. You know,
he owns a land surveying company. Is that right?
He's a land surveying guy, and he's helped.
Those guys are hard to find. They really are. That's kind of a dying deal.
He's helped me for a long time now, and really, he's helped me find my other sponsors. So he's an awesome dude. I can't say enough good things about him, really. He kind of approached us, too, the first time when he first came to us.
Well, that's always nice.
So I got him. I got S&J Excavating. They came on new with me not too long ago, and they've been awesome with me, too. They've helped me out a ton. And
where are they out of?
They're also a Brownstown company.
Okay.
So they helped me out. And that's one that Dan helped me find. So So that's awesome.
That can go hand in hand. Someone's looking for a piece of land, right? And then they're like, "Hey, look, here's the excavating company you need to get a hold of." So,
and then I got NI Tech in Brownstown. He's like a computer shop and does that kind of stuff. Jim Hoffman at Farm Bureau Insurance and Seymour. He's helped me out. Another guy that's helped me out for a long time. Brad Arthur Heating and Cooling. He came on with me last year. He helps me out. He's going to help me out again this year.
Hey, maybe he can help you guys get your air working.
Yeah, we don't have air conditioning in the house. Maybe he needs to come help me fix it.
We was just talking about that one way.
And then I got Mel's Country Mart. That's my uncle and my aunt, their business. Roger Wessel, real estate agent, he's hopped on with me this year. He's a new guy. We appreciate him this year. Blondie's Pizzeria in Brownstown.
Oh, yeah.
Big Mason. He helps me out quite a bit. I appreciate Mason.
I've heard that place is great because every TV in there is playing dirt racing.
Oh, yeah. Whenever they're racing, it's on. So that's Stuckwich Appliance. He's in Brownstown. He helps me out. He came on a couple years ago. He's been with me now ever since. So can't
now, is that appliance repair or is that appliance sales?
I'm pretty sure he does it all. I'm pretty sure they sell and
there you go.
And he's got used units, I think, and scratch and dent.
That's
I think
always
he's
nice.
Pretty much got it all.
Well, there you go.
So if you're in the market for an appliance and you're in the Brownstown area, you have to hit him up.
Well, that's cool. That sounds like all your sponsors are from Brownstown.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much all of them are.
as many guys that run Brownstown.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good list of sponsors.
Yeah, and they're all local guys, and we pretty much know all of them
and
personally.
That's a good selection of businesses. So you can insure your home that you're having built after you get it surveyed and get it excavated, right?
Yep,
so now you just need to find someone that builds the house, and then it'll be good to go.
And we got a realtor now, so when you need to sell it, we got him too.
There you go. Well, that's great, and it takes all that. It takes a lot of support, a lot of time in the shop, but every company, every business that helps out and gets their name out there on that car. These little kids that are growing up around the track, they're seeing that name. That name's now in their head for life. I mean, I can think of race cars from the 80s that logo still sticks in my head, you know. But that's great that you guys have worked that hard and have moved up to the supers, and we hope when they do open the tracks up, you guys have a great season.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it whenever it happens. Hopefully this year we can better ourselves from last year.
I'm sure you will.
That's all we really care is we learn a little bit and better ourselves from the year before.
And hopefully maybe you can still make it over to Eldora for a good show.
Yeah, I sure hope so. I mean, I would like to think eventually they're going to get to race something. So
you get over there, you're going to have a blast. That place is fun.
Yeah, I think we're excited to go there.
Well, is there anybody else you'd like to give thanks to before we wrap things up?
Well, I got to thank my parents, my grandparents, of course.
Absolutely.
I can't race without them. I mean, there ain't no way. Tater, Masterbuilt, he's helped me out a bunch. So we've been with him ever since we started pretty much. And
that's great.
And
well, maybe one of these days you'll be running that Lucas Oil Series and still be able to say that.
Yeah, I sure hope so. Hopefully they can, with HUD there, they can kind of get stuff turned back around.
Looked like he had a rough night last night.
Yeah. I'm hoping they can
come around there and got in that guy with the left rear down.
Yeah.
It just wasn't where he could go.
Yeah, part of they're going to have to – it's going to take some work from them, right? They haven't been on the road for a long time.
Right.
So, yeah, hopefully they can turn things around. But he's helped me out a bunch since we've started. And his brother Keith, when Keith was still there, Keith helped us out a ton. So, yeah, the Masterville guys and Jim Beeman, I mean, that guy, he helps. Last year, there was a point where I think I was about ready to quit.
Yeah.
And he kind of kicked us back in gear and said, you guys need to fix your stuff and get back at it.
Sometimes that's what a guy needs.
Yes. So I got to thank that guy. And
good deal.
But mainly my parents and my grandparents. At the end of the day, I can't do it without them.
Right. Well, that's good. Well, I'm going to wrap things up here. Appreciate you stopping by again.
Yeah, thank you.
Telling your story. And that concludes another episode of Off the Track. If you have not already liked us, give us a like on Facebook. You can also check us out at bluechiptech.net or give us a call at 812-807-7050 for all your engine needs. Thank you and have a great evening.